Hi guys, today's video is going to be a full collection of my music DVDs. I don't have any Blu-rays if you're wondering. I only own one and it is The Dark Crystal by Jim Henson, so it's not music related. And yes, I'm just going to go through all the different artists I have, everything I've got, give you a little bit of how I feel on it. I don't have every DVD by every artist, you know, that is something I would love to do, but it's difficult. But I will show you what I've got and we can talk about it. If you watch these same ones as well, you know, that's great. And if you want to recommend me any further ones, that's brilliant as well. So first things first, I'm going to go into the one that I have that is a CD with a DVD. I do actually have another one that's in this style format, but I also have it in DVD format as well, so I'm going to talk about it in the DVD format. Anyways, yeah, let's get on with it. So the first artist, and this is the only thing I have by them in DVD format, is Linkin Park Live in Texas. Linkin Park, in like the year 2000 and like until about 2004, something like that. When did Meteora come out? When did this come out? 2003. So yeah, I was probably about right. They were one of the best bands on the planet. I am not gonna lie. Meteora and Heavy Theory were just like amazing albums and I loved them. They were one of my favourite bands. I got this live album. It comes with the CD and the DVD of the performance. And it's got a mixture of the tracks from the two albums, and it also has a reanimation track on there as well. It might have a couple. It definitely has one on there. Anyways, yeah, and I loved this. I've watched this DVD several times. I've listened to the recordings of this live performance several times. I really enjoy it. It's a really good live performance. To me, it's like the peak of Linkin Park, and I recommend it if you're a fan. If you like me, were just getting into rock when Linkin Park came out, you understand completely that they were a huge thing, a huge deal. The next one is actually a double pack, and it's all the same band, and it's a band I don't really talk about a lot at all, because I went through a phase of really liking them and then I just kind of went off them completely. I don't hate them when they come on, but like I'm just a bit sick of everyone thinking they're something that they're not. They are literally the epitome of being a teenager and getting into like alternative music, and that is Blink-182. I have the Urethra Chronicles 1 and 2, and these are basically just like documentaries following the band around as they like go on tours and as they do like promotional stuff for their albums, and just following like what it's like to be in a pop punk band in the early 2000s. And I watched these a lot, you know, like I really did I liked Blink-182. I had a big phase of really liking them and I had like massive poster of them on my bedroom wall and things. I just don't really like them that much anymore. Like, I'll listen to a couple of songs for the nostalgia factor, but I just get a bit annoyed by them now and a bit sick of them. I don't really know why I keep this. I think it's literally nostalgia that keeps me keeps me hanging on to these. I haven't watched this for years. But if you're a Blink-182 fan, you'll love them. Like, it just goes around following the guys, just the stories of like what the guys get up to while they're like touring and filming videos and, you know, doing recording sessions, things like that, and they just go about and have fun with each other. And it's before they were like, it was the Tom DeLonge experience, if you know what I mean. I think that's what really put me off Blink-182, while the drama and the breakup and the personalities really showing themselves. But yeah, if you like Blink-182, you'll enjoy these. And the other non-female fronted band that I have to show you is a band that I've spoke about. I absolutely love them. Like, I still kind of love them quite a lot, actually. And they're definitely my favourite pop punk band of all time, and that is Good Charlotte. This is the Fast Future Generation DVD. I have watched this a few times. This again is a documentary style DVD. It shows them like touring, and then it's got like a few clips of like performances and things. But it's not like a full live concert, which to be honest is what I prefer as a DVD viewer, as a music lover. But it was a fun documentary. I just feel like documentaries should be like bonuses after getting like a concert as well. Maybe that's just me, maybe some people prefer to watch it like documentary style. Again, if you really like Good Charlotte, you'll enjoy this. If you're not really into pop punk, you're not gonna really get the benefit of the pop punk DVDs, because it's just literally like watching the band, getting to know their personalities a bit more, and then seeing a couple of clips of performances. But I still love Good Charlotte a lot. They are the pop punk band in my eyes. Right, next we are going to go on to female fronted bands now. There are no men left. And the first one I am going to go for is the one that I also own in CD form as well, and you've seen it in a previous video, and that is my Babymetal Live at Budokan. I feel like it is. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at this Japanese pronunciation, but I 100% recommend this. Like, this is 2 concerts. They're both in the same arena, but they're like one day following the next day, and one concert's a little bit more grand than the other. But they're both so spectacular. There is 100% quality. Like, I understand that Babymetal are not one of those bands that people really see as a serious metal act, and you know, that's fine, do what you want. But their live performances are just perfection. There's not a mistake made. If there is, it's handled completely professionally. I will 100%, if you are not sure how you feel about Babymetal, watch them live and you will love them. You will love them. So yeah, this, I love it. I just love it. This is filmed in Japan, so of course it's a grand scale. Everything's brilliant. And then I also have Live in London by Babymetal as well, and a bit naughtily I've actually only just got this and I've only watched 1 disc. So I've watched the Forum, which is a very basic performance. I'm like, because I just watched like these and then I jumped straight to this. I was like, wow, this is the quality you get in England. Very basic. Don't get me wrong, performance is amazing, but if you're wanting like grand stages and a lot of them are of an experience, then watch the other one. But I wouldn't say don't watch this. This is just like an added bonus to the Babymetal experience, but the other DVD is better. Next is one I haven't watched either, naughty, but I've just had so much to do, and I got quite a lot of music for Christmas, and I've been trying to keep up with all these things that I got for Christmas, and it's just not happening. Like, my new job is just kind of like throwing me off a bit, I think. Even though I technically have more time, I've been doing so much. Hopefully I'll get into a really good routine at one point, but it's not now. Anyway, so yeah, I got Tarja's Luna Park Ride. My boyfriend bought me this for Christmas, thank you. So I haven't actually watched this yet, but it is from 2011, and oh god, and it's going to be on the floor apparently. Yeah, so it's in this gorgeous like plastic casing. My boyfriend doesn't like it, but I like this style casing. I think it's really pretty. And so I don't actually know really what's on here, but there seems to be a lot of bonus material, and you do get a full live concert. And I can probably recommend it, even though I haven't seen it. I am going to talk more about Tarja Turunen in another video. I'll probably tell you more about this DVD then. I am currently like planning a few videos based on just solely on artists, and she's one of the people that I do want to cover. So hopefully you can come back and I'll be like, yeah, it's good. Sorry. Everything else I have watched. In fact, I think everything else I have watched a little too much. So the next one, oh, sorry, let me just get my hands on it, is Visual Karma by Lacuna Coil. This DVD, I love it. I love it. This is the peak of Lacuna Coil in my eyes. I think that after Karma Code, it just kind of went downhill. I liked Shallow Life, but then after that, I haven't bought an album. I have not bought a single album after Shallow Life. I've listened to a few songs and just been like, eh. The Trip the Dana song annoyed me quite a lot. I feel like the longer that their career has gone on, the more they've auto-tuned. And you can hear it so strongly. And I know that Christina Scabbia can perform. Like, she is so good live. And I just feel like they're ruining their own sound. And it just bothers me. So I I haven't really got into them, but this, I love this. This is the Wacken performance of 2007, and then there's like a couple of little concerts in there, I think. Loud Park of 2007, and then the music videos, that's what the other thing is, and then there's a bonus disc of like documentary style things, which I have watched. I've watched everything on this, but I've watched the main concert so many times. 100% recommend watching this era of Lacuna Coil. Obviously, you know, if you like the rest of their albums, watch them, because they are a good live band and they really do put a lot into the live performances. I've seen them live 3 times and I've never thought, well, they're a bit crap. But this era of Lacuna Coil is everything to me. The entire touring they did around the Karma Code album is one of the best performances in my eyes. Were out and about for Lacuna Coil. So yeah, get this DVD. If you feel the same way as I do, is that they're not quite the same band anymore, then you'll probably like this just because it's got the era of Lacuna Coil that was just so perfect. So perfect. Karma Code is one of the best albums of all time. I can't recommend it further. So now we're going to go into my Nightwish pile. And the first one I'm going to talk about is End of Innocence. And this is a documentary talking about how Nightwish got together and like their first couple of years as a band and how they feel, you know, they've performed and how they made their sound and things like that. And I enjoyed it. But you can kind of, there's a bit in it where it's kind of said like, oh, and then Tarja sang and we didn't expect her to sound that way, and you're like, what? So their sound was completely accidental. But I would give it a watch if you're a Nightwish fan, especially if you are a huge Tarja era fan, because you get a lot more of the background on the story. You get, you know, a lot more information on the band dynamic of those years, and yeah, it's like it's definitely an interesting watch. But documentaries just aren't my favourite thing. So whilst I have watched this, I've not watched it a lot. Next one I've definitely watched a lot. I have recommended this and I love it. My auntie actually bought me this for my birthday. I think it's my 16th birthday because I think, yeah, that would be perfectly timed. Yeah, anyways, short Vicky and shows the DVD, and that is End of an Era by Nightwish. This is the final performance that Tarja Turunen ever did with Nightwish, and it's gorgeous. Oh, there's not a bad moment. The only thing I can say is you can kind of see that certain band members are not having as much fun with this gig as they should do. Like when I watch this and then I watch something I'll show you in a minute, you can see that the tone of certain band members is just like changed, and they're so much happier now, which is great. I'm glad that they're happy and that, you know, Nightwish can continue on, but it does upset me that this perfect lineup was not good enough. Yeah, I love this DVD so much, and this has got the performance. I think it's got, yeah, it has got a documentary on it. Actually, this has the documentary on it for shady behaviour in the band. Watch the bonus documentary if you want to see the relationship of the band dynamic breakdown. Yeah, it's just a beautiful performance, and you get the CDs as well of the performance. I just really like it. Next one is Showtime Storytime. This is the first DVD they released with Fjord Jansen. Yes, they released DVDs and things with Annette Olsen, but you guys know they ain't coming in my household, so I don't own any of them. But this was like the true test as to whether I was really gonna get back into Nightwish and get back into them properly, and it worked. I love this DVD. I think that the performance by Flor isn't her best performance. I feel like she's still learning the ropes of the band. They're still trying to get the dynamic right between them, but it's not bad. Like, there's no bad in there, but it's not as good as the next thing. Yeah, I think this is like, oh, that's my phone going off. Sorry guys, didn't realise I had it on loud still. Yeah, that's also from that's from South Park, if you're wondering. Anyways, yeah, what was I saying? So this is like a 4-star performance, and then of course we've just talked about it. You know I love it. Vehicle of Spirit is the 5-star performance. This is where Floor has perfected her Nightwish dynamic. It's got the new songs from the new album on it. You get free concerts pretty much on this because you get Wembley, Tampere, and like lots of little bonus tracks that kind of add together as a full concert. And yeah, this is just like that times 10 of how good it is. And you do get a secret documentary on here. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm really sorry, I've forgotten who told me. Someone in the comments of my last video told me that if you press down right or down right, there's a star that appears, and there is, and it's got a little bonus documentary about the band on it. It's not very long, it's only a tiny little thing, but you know, it's a little nice extra that's on there. It's, you know, if you want to watch it, it's on the extras DVD. Sorry, I should have probably said that. It's like when you go down the list of tracks, you have to press those buttons. Yeah, anyways, I recommend it. I love it. Gorgeous show. I was there in person for this. I was very happy. Like, me and my friends were going mental. We were absolutely rocking out. There was hair all over the joint. We were screaming. My friend cried. Yes, like, I recommend it. Oh, my pile's getting a bit wobbly. Right, next is Within Temptation, and do I have these in the right order? Yes, I do. So the first one I have is probably the weakest one that I have, and that is the Mother Earth Tour DVD by Within Temptation. Now, when I say this is the weakest one for them, the like concert footage is made up of like different concerts. Like, you get like a track from this venue, a track from that venue, and so on and so forth. And the sound was all over the place. Like, some clips were so loud and some clips were so quiet, and I'm like, this is a professional DVD. They should be like the same level the entire time, but they aren't. And I've got to criticise it for that. It brings the DVD down, because Sharon Dan Adele is not a bad performer. Within Temptation are not bad performance. Like, no, but the sound in this is not right. They've not edited this well enough. They've not filmed this well enough, and it brings the DVD down. There is a lot of documentaries on this DVD as well, which is brilliant. You get, you know, a lot more information on the band. You get to know the band a lot better, and you do get a lot. You get a lot of extra on this, and that's great. But the fact that the sound quality of the performances doesn't match really ruins the entire experience for me. And so yeah, as much as I love Within Temptation, and I don't think there's a bad performance they've ever done, the quality in the filming of these is not good enough. Next one is one I absolutely love, and I have recommended this on this channel before, and that is the Silent Force Tour Within Temptation DVD. This is in that like really pretty plastic casing that I like, and this has a full concert from where is it? It's not telling me. The Java Island concert, and it does have a few more like clips and things from other concerts on it, but that's like the big concert on this, and it's so good. It is so good. The performance is just perfect. It's probably my favourite era of Sharon's voice, and I just love it. I absolutely love this DVD, and it's got a lot of bonus features as well. It's got another disc of all like documentaries and like extra bits and interviews and things again, so you really do get to know the band with this package. The next one I have is the biggie. I think this is probably the one that everyone was like about, and that is the Black Symphony by Within Temptation. And I mean, this changed the game. This was when we all went, every symphonic metal band has to have a choir and an orchestra with them at some point in their career. I'm still waiting for Nightwish to do it, but they have actually spoken about the fact that they believe it's very difficult to do, and they don't think they're going to end up doing it, which is sad. But thank you Within Temptation for doing it, because this is a gorgeous DVD. It's a beautiful concert. Even though I said I prefer her voice a bit more in the last DVD, I don't think that this is a bad performance at all. And this has got some of my favourite like songs on it, like The Cross is on here. I love The Cross so much. And it's got like special guests, even though that one does as well actually. and it's just a brilliant experience. And the bonus concert as well, that is a really good concert as well. Actually, I think, is that the one that's got Jane Doe on it, and it's like one of my favourite performances? I feel like it's this bonus concert. I have watched it so many times, but they're all starting to kind of blend into one. Yeah, and again, you get documentaries and you get music videos, and Within Temptation give you everything. They give you all the extras, and you get all your CDs and everything in this. Like, this is a nice, thick, chunky pack. You get a bit of everything in there. And then the last Within Temptation one I have is, of course, the most recent one, and that is Let Us Burn with Elements and Hydra live in concert. And this is probably, for me, the weakest of the 3 concerts that have proper sound quality in them. But it's because, for me, like, not in a bad way, the last 2 albums by Within Temptation are not my favourites. Like, some of the tracks are my absolute favourites, but as a whole, like, a lot of Hydra I'm kind of on. Like, I don't hate it, I'm not bashing it, but oh my god, I'm in demand. Who is after me? I'll look in a minute. Sorry. Yeah, where was I? So yeah, so for me it's just not quite as good to me. I do like the fact that they put so much extra into it again. They when they perform, they do it right. Like, Within Temptation put on a show, and I like the fact that you get 2 concerts in this, and you get the CDs, but you don't get all the documentaries and things like you do with the other ones. So if you're missing a documentary, sorry. The next band I am going to cover is Evanescence, and I don't have these in the right order. Right, these 2 I'm just going to kind of talk about together because they're pretty much the same DVD. Ooh, and apparently my copy of this one is broken. Must have done that in my move. So this is Evanescence, Out of Little Rock and After Midnight, and they're both unauthorised documentaries about Evanescence, and apparently I have broken this DVD somehow. There's a really pretty picture of Amy on the back of this one though. Like, every time I see that I'm like, ah. Yeah, so these basically ask people around Evanescence about Evanescence, so you don't really get a lot from the actual band. You do get like clips of them performing and things like that in there, but they are very amateur. They're not. There's nothing official about these. Like, I mean, you can probably tell just by looking at them. But as someone who loved Evanescence so much, I mean, I still love Evanescence so much, but especially my teen years, that's when I was really on the Evanescence bandwagon. I was happy to have anything with Evanescence on, and I have watched these 2 a few times, and I've enjoyed them. I've got, you know, more knowledge on the band from these, but they're not, like, don't go into these thinking you're going to get a lot from the bands, because you're not. You're not really going to get anything from the band, really. You're just going to get the people around them. I think Amy's dad's in one of them. I can't remember which way it is. But, yeah. Anyways, they're unofficial. And speaking of unofficial things, I also have 2 unofficial live DVDs of Evanescence. They seem to go through, like, because they're a popular band, they seem to have a lot of fakery. And because there's only one real live DVD by them, I have bought into the fakery. So this is from the Open Door era of Evanescence, and this is Gothic Romance. Just the title. This is probably the weakest Evanescence performance to be captured. Like, I love Amy Lee. She is a queen in my heart, and if I ever meet her, I will cry my eyes out in front of her and tell her how much she meant to me and how much she got me through a lot of hard times in my life. But she did go through a stage where she wasn't quite to par with herself. Like, when Evanescence was crumbling in like 2006, 2007 kind of time, she did, it's 2008 this one is. Oh, but yeah, like, she went through a stage where she wasn't quite to her own level of performance. This is filmed in that stage, and you can probably tell that's why this got away with being released, because I don't think anyone was that bothered about keeping this performance as it was. I mean, it's not awful, Nothing by Evanescence will be awful, but it's not to the same level that we are used to. This one is the newest of the knockoff Evanescence things that I own, and it's called Weight of the World, and it is from their huge comeback performance that they did in Brazil at Rio, I want to say, in Rio. It doesn't actually say on it, but I feel like it's probably said in the DVD, and so there's a lot of performances of songs from the newest album, and so I love that about it, even though this is like, this picture doesn't even seem like it's the right time, but it's not even the same performance, but these pictures on the back are that performance where she had like all the purple ribbony thing going on, and yeah, so I really do like this performance, and even though it's not official, I've probably watched this one quite a lot. Not as much as I've watched the actual official one, but this, yeah, I enjoy this a lot, and this era of Evanescence means a lot to me. This is probably the era of Evanescence that truly, like, morphed me into the person I am today. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, just like they did a lot for me, and I will always be grateful to Amy Lee and her songwriting skills. And then the last Evanescence thing I have is obviously the official one, and that is Anywhere But Home. This was filmed in Paris. This was filmed during the like peak of the Fallen tour, and it's amazing. Like, it's great. If you love Evanescence and you want something that's professionally filmed, that's made correctly, that isn't illegally done, this is obviously what you're going to go for. And there is bonus documentaries and things on this one, so you get to know the band a bit better, you see a bit more behind the scenes of the tour, and there is the bonus track Missing on the CD of this, which, you know, is a nice little extra. It's something unique. You don't really get like new songs on live DVDs, but Evanescence did that for you. Thank you. I just wish that they would release another new DVD. Like, I know that Evanescence are now touring, they're back together. Let's not talk about the fact that they're only coming to London and tickets are ridiculous and there was no standing. This is actually going to be the only time that Evanescence come to the UK and I don't buy a ticket. Yeah, that's sad. That's really sad. I'm upset about it, and like no one would go with me because they were like, it's in London, it's in the middle of the week and it's extortionate. So yeah, like even my boyfriend was like, no offence Vicky, but we can't justify this one. So yeah, this is like the only official quality Evanescence that I have for now. Please release another one. And then I've saved the best to last. You guys know what's coming. This is a DVD that I've watched so many times. I have probably watched this DVD more times than I have watched like Anywhere But Home, which has been out for much longer, End of an Era, which has been out for much longer. When I got this DVD, I watched it 3 times in one day. I was really poorly the week that I got it. I got it for Christmas from my dad, and then it was the Christmas where I had a stomach bug, and so I just sat and watched this for like a week, and I have watched it so many times since. I made my boyfriend watch it with me. When we first got together, I was like, you have to watch this with me. I've made my best friend watch it with me, even though she wanted to anyway. Like, she was like, oh, you've got it, let's watch it. I've made my friend who doesn't even like metal and only likes pop punk watch it with me. Like, I have made people watch this, and I have forced this upon the world. You know what's coming if you've been on this channel more than 5 seconds. Retrospect by Epica. This is everything. This is goals. This is just, yes. I really want Epica to film like an Epic Metal Fest performance. I want Quantum Enigma songs, official and live. I want Holographic Principle, I think it was called then, Holographic Principle songs, live. Like, just give me all the live DVDs. Do this again, please, Epica. Do it again. Like, please. Just please. This is, of course, their anniversary performance of their 10th anniversary. I think they should just celebrate every anniversary. 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Just keep going every year. Just do one of these, please. A 3-hour concert of just perfection. Like, I just love it, and I love the fact that you get the CDs. I've listened to this so many times. Like, this has done some work. This is battered. Like, thank you so much, Dad, for buying me this. I mean, thank you to all the people who bought me other things as well, like, and to myself for whichever ones I bought. Very grateful. But this is this is live DVD perfection in my eyes, in my heart and in my soul, and if someone decides to say that one of those that I've just shown you is better than